What about when you visited the Mace Kingsley Ranch School?
Before I was in the Sea organization, I was about 13, and there was a place called the Mace Kingsley Ranch. It was in Palmdale, about 30 minutes outside of Los Angeles. And it was run by a man named Wally, who was OT7. He was like one of the highest level Scientologists. He was very well known and revered. And he used to do briefings to people on how to handle their children. And a lot of the children at the Mace Kingsley Ranch were considered problem children. Their parents had gone into the Sea Org and they wouldn't go, or their parents were in Scientology, they didn't want to be in Scientology, or for one reason or another they were considered a problem child.
Okay, I'll just let you know you let her.
Oh, let him do it, okay? He's throwing home, let him do that, come on.
And just anytime you did something wrong, you were paddled. Wally was a very big man, and he had a paddle. And all of us would sit around. This happened the first time I went up there to visit. Sit around on the sofa, and the person who was being paddled stood in the middle of the room, and Wally would paddle them with his paddle.
Stand up.
Oh, let him fucking do it.
That's right. If he wants to do it, he can be a man. Stand over here.
Come here, go, lady.
Okay, 6 to the back. 6 to the back. Stand here. We're going to do this. Well, he's going to stand there. You'll stay there like I'll grab him like a man. Okay, turn around. Over this way.
Oh, I'm fucking hurting my leg.
It's going to hurt. That's the purpose of it.
And it'd make them cry. And then he would put a little notch on it for paddling them.
You ready? Lean forward. Lean forward. Marco, I've had this myself. Marco, it doesn't give me pleasure to do this. Look at the picture of LRH right there. Marco, Marco, look at that picture of LRH. Marco, Marco, look at that picture of LRH. This is his policy. Look at the picture of LRH.
And that was the punishment. In the evenings, he would build a bonfire and give all the girls and all the boys beer. I was 13 years old, 14, I think I was 13. Everyone had beer and got drunk. I think the first night or the second night I was up there, I was sitting next to him, and I had had a few beers, and so had he, and so had everyone else, and he put his hand on my shirt and down my bra and started feeling me. And it really scared me. And I asked my friend later, I said, "What's Wally doing? Why did he do this?" And she said, "Oh, don't worry, he just does that with the girls. That's just what he does, but don't worry about it."
This guy's running the school?
Yeah, he ran it. From what I know, he owned it, and he definitely ran it.
That's it. Look forward. Turn around. You got 5 more coming.
Fuck no, man.
You got 5 more
That's
coming.
enough, man.
Yes, come on, Marco. Come on.
Will you hold on to me? Let the pain go away, dude.
Marco. It's going to be, the longer it takes, the more it hurts. So turn around.
Can you see the policy?
I'll show it to you after this is done. Right now, this is a justice action. Turn around and let the picture go.
Another night, he took us camping, and we went out and we had more beer, and we were camping, and once we'd all had a few drinks, he gave us guns to go practice shooting. So I sat in the dark with a flashlight and a gun, practiced shooting at like cans and thing after I'd had a few beers
What
to
kind
drink.
of guns?
Just like handguns. Oh, and rifles. We did rifles earlier in the day before we drank, and then we did handguns in the evening.
Come on. It's over. Let you know when it is. I know it hurts. Okay, what's this?
That one time that he put his hand on my shirt was the only time he did that to me, but later on, when I was in the Sea organization, when I was the director of inspections and reports, I came across some reports on him. He had been found out that he'd been doing these things, but he had done a lot worse than what he'd done to me. He had really badly molested several girls.
How do you mean?
Like, felt down their pants and had them pee on his car or on someone's car, and just.
What do you mean, pee on the car?
He got off by seeing them pee on cars.
Don't even right there, dude. Hit my butt.
Because he was an OT7, they said they weren't going to declare him officially because it would be bad public relations for people to hear that an OT7 molested children and got declared. So they quietly ousted him from the church. They quietly said he's declared.
But did they report him to the authorities?
No, they never reported him.
Let's go. Let's get over it. I don't mind doing this.
That's it.
All right, okay. Come in. Marco. 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 You took it like a man. Marco.
We're going to oust him, but we're not going to officially declare him. We're not going to tell people about it because it's bad public relations because he was an OT7.
What about the parents of the girls who were molested? Did they
I
do
don't
anything
know.
about this?
I don't know about that. I don't know what happened. One of the girls was in the Sea Org with me and left, and another one of the girls is still a Scientologist. They're all still Scientologists.
You took it like a man.
I don't want you, man.
Shake my hand. Marco, shake my hand. Marco. I did not enjoy doing that. Don't shake my hand.
I want to get kicked off you.
You don't
I'm
have
gonna
a
do.
choice.
I'm gonna do anything possible to get
You
kicked off.
don't have your choice. Shake my hand. Okay, sit down in the chair. I said sit down in the chair. Now, I mean it. Sit down.
Don't yell at me, man.
I said sit down in the chair! Right there! Sit down in the chair! Sit down! Sit down! You took the punishment. Don't threaten me with scissors, man. Right, I thought you observed. Well, could you? Include Marco's statements. Is your copy? Look it up. If you want to leave, you can do so at the condition of doubt, Marco.
I can what?
You can leave if you want to when you do doubt. I did not enjoy doing that. Please keep him here while I take a break and get my TRs back in, please. You guys hear me? Mike?
Yes, thank you.